guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley if you are new. And if you are new, please go ahead and stop what you're doing. Do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button as well as the notifications bell so that you and I can become acquainted and so we can do things like this on the regular. So I'm actually coming in today to talk about one of my favorite topics, and specifically to do a tag on one of my favorite topics, and that is of course fragrance. So I also want to start by giving a huge, most absolute epic shout out to my girl Keiko Beauty, who we all know and love. You probably found out about me through her, but essentially she tagged me in a fragrance video. I think she did like last week or earlier this week, but essentially the video is it's called the One and Done Solo Dolo Fragrances. So it's a video where she showcased fragrances in her collection where she only has one fragrance from that particular fragrance house. So of course, because again, I am an absolute fragrance lover, I wanted to definitely oblige her in that video tag. So that is what we're here to discuss. I have a few fragrances here to share with you guys where I absolutely love pretty much all of these fragrances, but for whatever reason, I'll kind of explain why, I only have one from that particular fragrance house. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first scent I'm going to start with is going to be, I was going to say it's my most newly acquired scent. However, it's not. I have acquired fragrances since this, but this is my, I would say, my most newly acquired expensive fragrance because this girl is not cheap. And that is none other than Louis Vuitton's Ati Prave, I think is how you pronounce it. And this is coming from a girl who's trying to learn French, but I digress. That's neither here nor there. But this, y'all, I smelled this fragrance last year when I was in our Lenox location here in Atlanta. Absolutely fell in love with it. Of course, I have been hearing the girls talk about this since it came out. I think this is probably their most popular fragrance. I think a lot of people describe this as a chocolate rose. For me, I am somebody who would tell you typically that I am not a rose fan, but when I think about the fragrances I have in my collection, some of my absolute favorites have rose notes in them. So maybe I am a rose girl, who knew? But anyway, I smelled this last year. As soon as I smelled it, I absolutely fell in love, and I smelled what all the hype was, but I did not like that price. So what I did is I waited until I was in Europe so I could pay the European price because it was about $50 to $70 cheaper. And I absolutely love this. This is my favorite scent from Louis Vuitton. So this is the only one that I own. Like I said, they are quite pricey. The reason why she is the only one is not only because of the price, but I have smelled other ones and I haven't been that intrigued by them. So I'm sure she's probably not going to be my last Louis Vuitton fragrance, but she definitely is the one and only at this very moment. So she's riding Solo Dolo currently, and I have a little bit of a dent in her too. I need to slow it down, but luckily with their fragrances, you can buy a refill, which is less expensive than getting a new bottle. So I absolutely love this and I absolutely recommend her. So next up is going to be none other than Valentino's, I don't know if it's Donna Born in Roma, but I say Valentino Born in Roma. But first of all, I absolutely love this bottle. Let's be clear on that. I mean, let me start there. I love this bottle because it is such a cute bottle. I love the pink liquid, and I also love that it has like the Valentino signature rock studs all over the bottle as well as around the top. I just think that is so chic. But I love this fragrance, and I think that this is a pretty affordable fragrance, especially in comparison to like some of the niche fragrances. Like this is probably half the price of the Louis Vuitton one that I just showed you. And this has amazing, long-lasting longevity. So I really like this fragrance, and this is a very popular one. It has a little dent too. The girl loves a dent, but she's highly recommended. And the reason why this is Solo Dolo is because I have not smelled a lot of Valentino fragrances. I do want to get the intense version of this, but I'm not going to be able to justify that until I'm done with this bottle. And as you can see, it's going to be some time before I'm done with this bottle. But instead of reading up on this, because I do always want to have this scent in my collection, I will whenever I'm done with this bottle. This is the big bottle. That's another thing. Let me just say this, and this is off topic kinda, but I used to be a 3.4 fluid ounce girl. Like I was always wanting to get the bigger bottle of perfume, but now I'm kind of transitioning. I'm trying to get like 2.5s or 1.7s because I have I'm starting to acquire quite a few fragrances, and I want to have the ability, and it's rare that I'm wearing the same thing every day. So as you can see, I probably have had this for close to 2 years, and it has a dent, but not a significant dent. So if you are someone who likes to rotate your fragrances, don't get the big bottle, girl, because it's gonna take you forever to get done with it, and you don't want it to, you know, lose its essence or its potency, I suppose, by having it for too long. So that's one thing that I am saying. Ashley, you need to start buying the 1.7 fluid ounce bottles. But I love this fragrance, Valentino, born in Roma, Donna, born in Roma. One of them, girl. Moving right along, the next fragrance is a fragrance that I don't have a dent in at all, because I don't love this fragrance, surprisingly. But it's cool because I didn't purchase it. It was a gift, and I got this for Christmas, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. And this is YSL Libre, and this is the, this is not intense, this is the Eau de Toilette. I like YSL Libre, but I am not crazy about it. It's a little, I don't know what it is about this fragrance. I love the bottle because I love, you know, packaging and that sort of thing, but for some reason this has never really spoke to me, which is why I didn't purchase it for myself. Someone who knows that I love fragrance, though, it was suggested to them when they were in the store. So I'm glad that I have it in my collection, because I feel like it is one that probably mixes well with something maybe that is not something a little bit lighter, something a little bit softer, I would say. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of YSL Libre, and I'm not a big fan of YSL fragrances altogether, which is why she is a solo dolo and she is a one and done. So moving right along, the next fragrance that is solo dolo, what are we calling it? One and done is or one hitter quitters, if you will. But the next up is going to be my one and only replica Maison Margiela fragrance, and this is Jazz Club. This is probably one of my first, if not my very first fragrance reviews on my channel from a couple of years ago. I'll link that down below. I love this. Now this, as you can see, she's probably about 3-4 years old. She has a significant dent. She's at least I'm about a third way through this bottle. So she is one of my more dented bottles, or one of my more used bottles, but or fragrances. But I love this. But what I will say about this is I used to wear it more probably about 2-3 years ago, because I didn't have as many fragrances then as I do now. One thing I like about this is it is well, I'll say it's unisex, but I think it's technically classified as a men's fragrance. I love it. It smells exactly what the description says, which is it is heady cocktails and cigars. And it was derived from a club in Brooklyn in 2013. It's just something about that description that just really hits home. That's exactly what it smells like. I love this, the color of this kind of cognac-ish. It's definitely given like cocktails as far as the color of the liquid. She's my one and only Margiela replica fragrance. I know that is a very popular fragrance house. However, I find that the longevity is not necessarily there. So that's the reason why I don't own a lot more of the Margiela replica fragrances, but I do love the bottle. I love kind of how, I guess, worn the label looks. Like, this is how it looked when I got it. But I'm somebody who's a huge fan of Margiela, as well as his fragrances, but I would say if they lasted a little bit longer, I probably would have more. But I do still recommend Jazz Club, because this is one, if you got a man, y'all can basically both use the same fragrance, and so it's a 2-for-1 in that regard. But yeah, so this is again replica Jazz Club. So next up in the Solo Dolo one and done fragrance collection is going to be none other than one of my absolute favorite fragrances, and this is none other than Burberry Her. Y'all, when I tell you I absolutely love Burberry Her, the only reason why this is the only Burberry fragrance I have in my collection is, number one, before this, I have never really smelled a Burberry fragrance that I just absolutely had to have. The only other fragrance that I want from Burberry is Burberry Her Intense. I'm pretty sure it's the Intense version. The only reason why I don't have it, girl, is because I can't justify having two of the same fragrances. Even though I know it's intense and this one is just, regular Burberry Her, this has amazing long-lasting longevity. So until I use this, and I do have a significant dent in this bottle, and this bottle is at least 2 years old, I cannot bring myself to purchasing the intense version until this is almost gone, which makes me want to use this even more. But when I first got this, girl, when I tell you this is probably the fragrance I was wearing on a daily basis, I absolutely love this fragrance. Only thing, if there's any caveat, if there's any con about this, is the bottle. It's super plain in every bit of fingerprint. It's just full of, the bottle is just full of fingerprints. So every time I'm trying to like do like a scent of the day, like a boomerang or something like that, I always have to wipe it off because all of your fingerprints show up on this bottle. But I love this fragrance. I haven't met a person yet who does not like this fragrance. And of course, this is similar to Baccarat Rouge. It's a little bit sweeter in my opinion. I think it's like kind of like the strawberry version of Baccarat Rouge, if you will. And it's also the perfumier. The guy who created the fragrance is the same guy who MFK, Maison Courtejan. So anyway, love this. And as soon as she's done, or maybe even down to like maybe a little bit left, like a third left, I will be getting the intense version because that one smells even better than this one, if that's even possible, but it does. And lastly, kind of rounding out the Solo Dolo one and done fragrances is going to be my only Okja fragrance. And that is none other than the Paul Reacts Miss Girl. This is Paul Reacts, who I think is a fragrance reviewer. The only reason why I know about this is through TikTok as well as Keiko. So this essentially is a Miss Girl. First of all, I love the bottle. This hot pink is super cute. I love the name Miss Girl because that's just super cute. And this essentially is supposed to be like Baccarat Rouge 540 and Tom Ford's Gloss Cherry had a baby. Now for me, I love this. I think it has, first of all, it's very affordable. I want to say this bottle with promo code was like $50, $60, something like that. And it's a 1.7 fluid ounce bottle. And this is an Extrait de Parfum. It does last quite a long time in my opinion. The only thing that I would say is that I don't smell Baccarat. I only smell Lost Cherry, but it smells better than Lost Cherry because I'm not a big fan of Lost Cherry. But because I kind of like it and I love Baccarat, I said, let me go ahead and give this a go, give this a try because of the price point. But I'm open to more. It's just that this is a one and done. This is a Solo Dolo from Okja in my collection. Not because, just because I'm just now getting hip to them, but based off of the way they formulated this particular fragrance, I'm definitely open to purchasing more. So this is the only one I have from them for now, but that probably won't remain in the future. But that essentially concludes my Solo Dolo one and done fragrances. If you are a fragrance lover and you do videos, or if you're a content creator, I'm tagging you. I'm tagging you. The reason why I'm not tagging people, like specific people, is because most of my friends, with the exception of Brown Girl Luxe, which I'm pretty confident that Keiko already tagged her. So I'm hoping that you do that video soon, Delana, because you got so many amazing fragrances. But most of the girls that I talk to, they've already done this tag. So with that being said, I don't really have anybody that I could think of to tag. So if you, again, have a channel, you create content, and I would love to, you're tagged, girl. Tag, you're it. If you own any of these fragrances, please comment down below. Let me know if you have any of these on your radar. Please comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions, because again, most of these I highly recommend. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching. I certainly appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys and dolls in the next video.